Welcome to Streaming News Network, where we deliver balanced reporting with the facts that matter. This edition is hosted by Claude McDaniel. Please like and subscribe.
This is Claude McDaniel and this is Streaming News Network. We begin with our first report. 2 Israeli airstrikes in the Gaza Strip have killed at least 2 people, including a 4-year-old child, and injured several others, according to Palestinian health officials. Officials say one strike hit an area near a building where displaced civilians were sheltering. Flying debris and shrapnel reportedly injured multiple people, including 4-year-old Mohammed Abdulsalam Taha, who later died from his injuries. A second strike was reported near the Nuseirat refugee camp. Israel's military says it is reviewing both incidents. The attacks come amid continued tensions following a ceasefire that reduced major fighting but has not stopped military operations. Israel says it has targeted Hamas militants and accused the group of launching balloons, drones, and kites toward Israeli territory. Israeli officials warned that strikes could intensify if those launches continue, while Hamas leaders rejected the warning and said children in Gaza were using kites as a symbol of hope amid widespread destruction. This is Claude McDaniel reporting for Streaming News Network, delivering the latest news with unbiased analysis. This is Streaming News Network. Florida Congressman Byron Donald says he is working with Haitian officials to help stabilize the country following the expiration of temporary protected status for hundreds of thousands of Haitian migrants living in the United States. Donald said he has met with Haiti's transitional government and its ambassador, who he says are working to strengthen security forces and regain control of areas affected by criminal gangs. The comments come after the Supreme Court allowed the Trump administration to end temporary protected status for Haitian nationals, reversing a previous court decision that had temporarily blocked the move. Temporary protected status was first granted to Haitians in 2010 following a devastating earthquake. Supporters of the program say Haitian migrants contribute significantly to the United States economy, while critics argue the protection was never intended to continue indefinitely. Donald said ending the designation is meant to encourage long-term stability in Haiti and allow people to eventually return to a safer and more secure homeland. This is Claude McDaniel reporting for Streaming News Network, delivering the latest news with unbiased analysis. This is Streaming News Network. Golf star Dustin Johnson says he is optimistic about the future of LIV Golf, although he admits he does not yet know exactly what the league will look like in 2027. Johnson, one of LIV Golf's most recognizable players and captain of the Four Aces Golf Club, says he has heard positive updates following discussions involving potential new investors. He said he believes the league is moving in the right direction but expects more details to emerge after the current season. LIV Golf is facing uncertainty after the Saudi Public Investment Fund reportedly decided not to continue financial backing beyond 2026. League officials are now working on a new investment structure that could shape its future. Johnson says his focus remains on improving his own performance. The former world number 1 believes his swing is returning to form and says he still has the ability to compete at the highest level. The 2-time major champion also discussed his changing path to major championships after joining LIV, including missing this year's Open Championship because of travel concerns. At 42 years old, Johnson says he remains motivated to compete for more major victories and hopes to return to St. Andrews in future competition. This is Claude McDaniel reporting for Streaming News Network. This is Streaming News Network. Philadelphia Phillies slugger Kyle Schwarber delivered a dramatic 9th-inning comeback victory Sunday, ending one of the most unusual home run droughts in baseball. Schwarber hit a 2-run walk-off home run against the St. Louis Cardinals, giving the Phillies a 6-4 victory and marking the team's first walk-off homer since June of 2023. The game appeared out of reach when Philadelphia entered the bottom of the 9th inning trailing 4-0, with a win probability of less than 1%. But the Phillies rallied with 2 outs remaining. Bryce Harper started the comeback with a double, followed by a series of key hits and a bases-loaded double from Edmundo Sosa that brought in 3 runs. Brian De La Cruz then tied the game before Schwarber delivered the final blow with his Major League Baseball leading 39th home run of the season. The victory also marked the first time the Phillies defeated the Cardinals with a final at-bat home run since 2010. Schwarber said the comeback showed why teams must continue fighting until the final out. This is Streaming News Network. Former Illinois Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson has died while serving a 20-year prison sentence for the fatal shooting of Sonia Massey inside her home in 2024. Grayson was 32 years old and had served approximately 6 months of his sentence. His attorney confirmed his death Sunday, while officials said the exact cause of death has not yet been released. Grayson had been battling advanced colon cancer, which had spread to multiple areas of his body. Earlier this year, the Illinois Prisoner Review Board denied his request for medical release. A jury convicted Grayson of second-degree murder in the death of Massey, who had called police to report a possible intruder outside her Springfield area home. During the encounter, prosecutors said Grayson drew his weapon after Massey approached a pot of hot water on her stove. Body camera evidence showed Grayson threatening to shoot before firing 3 shots, killing Massey. Another officer who responded testified that he did not consider Massey a threat and only drew his weapon after Grayson did. Grayson was sentenced to 20. This is Streaming News Network. Virginia officials are responding to questions after a Tajik national who was committed to a psychiatric facility following a landlord killing escaped the United States and traveled to Tajikistan. Abdullah Doni Ertashpiladzoda had been placed in a mental health facility in Falls Church, Virginia, after being found not guilty by reason of insanity in the killing of his landlord. Authorities say he was later allowed escorted trips, including one to the Tajik embassy and another to an apartment in Alexandria, where he obtained an airline ticket and left the country. Virginia Democratic Congressman Donald Bayer called the situation a failure in the system, saying authorities need to determine whether security procedures or other decisions contributed to the escape. Bayer also said serious crimes should have consequences in the United States before any potential deportation. Democratic Congressman Suhas Subramaniam said violent offenders must be held accountable and that immigration cases should be reviewed individually based on the circumstances. Officials say the case has raised concerns about oversight, public safety, and how individuals found not guilty by reason of insanity are managed after committing serious crimes. This is Claude McDaniel reporting for Streaming News Network. This is Streaming News Network. Golf legend Tiger Woods is preparing for his first court appearance following a rollover crash in South Florida and a driving under the influence arrest earlier this year. The 15-time major champion is scheduled to appear in court on September 8 as legal proceedings continue. Woods previously waived his arraignment and has requested a jury trial, with his legal team handling earlier hearings. Police said no alcohol was detected after the March crash, but the investigation has focused on Woods' condition and possible prescription medication use at the time of the accident. Following the incident, Woods stepped away from public life to focus on his health and recovery. He reportedly spent time in a rehabilitation facility before returning to the United States. The 50-year-old golfer has not competed in an official PGA Tour event since the 2024 Open Championship. Before the crash, there had been optimism that Woods might return to competition after recovering from serious injuries, including an Achilles injury and additional back surgery. While fans continue to hope for another comeback, questions remain about whether his body can withstand the demands of tournament golf. For now, Woods' immediate focus remains on his legal case, with a possible return to the golf spotlight expected later this year. This is Claude McDaniel reporting for Streaming News Network, delivering the latest news with unbiased analysis. This is Streaming News Network. Iran has executed another man arrested during anti-government protests earlier this year after authorities accused him of assisting groups linked to the United States and Israel. Iranian officials said Majid Adina was executed at a prison near Tehran after being convicted of charges including alleged cooperation with hostile groups and possession of weapons during the January protests. State media reported that Adina was arrested in Alborz province along with another suspect and that authorities seized weapons and other items. Officials said forensic evidence showed his handgun had been used during the unrest. A revolutionary court sentenced Adina to death, and Iran's Supreme Court later upheld the ruling. Human rights organizations have criticized the executions, saying some defendants have faced unfair trials and alleging that authorities have used forced confessions. Iranian officials have defended the actions, claiming the protests involved foreign-backed violence. The execution is part of a broader wave of crackdowns following protests in Iran, with international groups reporting dozens of executions connected to recent unrest. I'm Claude McDaniel reporting for Streaming News Network. This is Streaming News Network. Hollywood star Matt Damon is going viral after a quiet Disneyland moment captured the attention of fans around the world. The Oscar-winning actor was unknowingly recorded standing in the background of a family video as a young girl met Goofy for the first time. The 2.5-year-old child's excitement, rather than the famous actor nearby, became the focus of the heartwarming moment. Damon was seen smiling as he watched the interaction between the child and the Disney character, choosing to remain in the background instead of interrupting the family's special memory. The actor was visiting Disneyland with his own family, including his wife Luciana Barroso and their 4 daughters, during a celebration for one daughter's 18th birthday. Damon has often spoken about making family time a priority. He has said that family dinners remain an important tradition in his household and that being present with his children has become increasingly meaningful as they grow older. Fans praised the actor for appearing comfortable outside the spotlight and simply enjoying an ordinary family moment. I am Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. Thank you for watching and staying informed.
Thank you for viewing Streaming News Network videos, and also short and special reports. Please like, subscribe, and tap the bell to be notified of additional reports.